Alright, today's project is going to be adding bullnose corners to the windows, or at least one window. What the old windows had were ballasts, steel, actually cast iron weights that are hidden behind this panel right here, this like baseboard trim panel. And the windows that I'm replacing it with, I'm taking that out, and the windows I'm replacing it with are actually wider. What we're doing is taking out the baseboard and then adding sheetrock back in, and then bullnose trim. Here you can see where I've added the drywall back in, all the way around, all the way across the top. And if you watched my video on adding these bullnose corners to other parts of the house too, you'll understand why this gap here. Normally I nail the bullnose on first. That's the way I always used to do it, but one of the viewers suggested that I put a layer of joint compound first, and he says it's more durable that way, so I thought I'd give it a try. Before I do the joint compound, I'm going to put my mesh tape. I prefer the plastic mesh tape. It's probably more expensive, but it's way easier to work with than the paper tape, because you can put it up with everything being dry, let it sit, do whatever you need to do. One of the biggest problems I have when I'm doing working with this stuff is the stuff on the edges. It would get down in there, it dries on the edges, and those little clumpy things get in there and just messes you all up when you're trying to spread the stuff out. When they get a little chunk of solid stuff in there. So when you put it in your pan, especially when you're a beginner, you just have to work and work and work the stuff. Those little chunky things will work their way out, but yeah, you just got to go after it and just keep flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping and stirring the moisture back into it and everything. They have little attachments for a drill that makes this a lot easier. So far all I've done is make a mess. Yeah, make yourself comfortable and work it and work it and work it and work it and work it. If it were new out of the thing, you wouldn't have to do this much to it. It wouldn't be lumpy. But you can probably, I don't know how well the video will show up, but it's kind of just a little bit lumpy. And that's no good. It needs to be smooth as silk. Yeah. If it's a little too stiff for you and you're wearing yourself out, just add a little bit of water to thin it out. You don't need a lot of water for just one trough. You see this? Hey, I'm dropping more on my foot than in the thing. How did I show how much water I put in? That glass was approximately full, and you see it's not down that much. So you don't need a lot of water, just a little squirt. Visually, it was pretty gnarly looking. It looked a little bit like curdled milk or something when I was starting. Now it's starting to look more like a Wendy's milkshake or something. Still got some of what looks like bumps now are just like air bubbles in there. But all that will start to work out after a while. Just keep scooping and flipping it. I'm going to kind of move it all to one side of the trough so I can grab all the way down to the bottom. Make sure that I'm actually stirring all of the joint compound.